Hey guys, so when we are adding the button, even if we change to different tabs, we need the button to exist. So this should be a default option. So what we can do in our stack navigator, so that is where we will be passing in our button. So we can say for the default option, default navigation option over here, we'll change this to a function and we'll return an object. You'll get the header left. So what the header left also takes is a React element, you can see here. So we can pass in an icon. So we'll say we'll get the Ionicons from Expo. So we don't really have to install it because it gets pre-bundled with Expo. So we'll import Ionicons from Expo/vector icons. Let's pass that in, Ionicons. And if you search for let's do that right now. Search for Expo icons, and in the first over here you can see the directory. So what we want is the menu. So you can check right now you'll get the Ionicons menu for MD menu. So we can pass in the name for Ionicons. So name is, as you've seen there, MD menu. Let's what seems to be the problem here. Seems like React must be in the scope, so we need to install React as well. Okay, so now it's working. Let's save this, open up our device. See, right now you can see a button. So what we need to do right now is increase the size of this button and also add in a non-press. So when we press the button, the drawer opens. So let's increase the size as well. So size is, let's change it to 30, I guess, and let's add in some padding as well. So because it's too much cramped in the corner. So let's say style, let's say padding of 10 is enough, and we'll say on press as well. So when we press the button, it opens up. So to get the open drawer function, we can get the navigation from here. We can pass in the navigation. So when we press the button, so navigation dot open drawer. Navigation dot open drawer. So that's the function. So now when we press the button over here, see our drawer gets opened. So similarly, if you take a look inside the app stack as well, even if you change the tabs, our buttons still exist. So now what we need to do is we need to add in a header. So this header is coming from our tab navigator. So what we can do is to pass in the header similarly what we have done. Similarly that we have done here, title. Another option is the header title for our tab navigator. So we can configure our stack navigator's header title through our tab navigator by navigation options. If you take a look in the stack navigator over here, you can see navigation options is for the navigator itself to configure a parent's navigator. So we can pass in or get the navigation options, and then I usually because we are using this navigation options over here as well, so I usually abstract this away to another function. I'll say const navigation options, and let's pass that in, navigation options. To get the types, I usually hover over this. So right now I'm not getting the sufficient types. So what I do is I press the control button and I click on that navigation options. Now you can see here it says navigation screen config, and when you hover over this you can see here it says you need to pass in an options, and it'll return the options. So what we need to get is the stack screen options. So in the screen options, what we have is the header titles and things like that. So we take a look over here. The navigation options returns the header titles. So what I have done is I've actually done a search over here for a header title. So this should be header title. Press enter now. Now you can see here header title is under the interface navigation stack screen options. So we can pass that in for our options. So our types are navigation screen config, and inside that we'll pass in navigation stack screen options. So now when we return, let's try to return this, we will get the auto suggestion from TypeScript. So what we need is the header title. For now let's say blank, and let's pass that in over here, and also over here as well. Navigation options should be navigation options. Now if you take a look in the device, you can see here it's blank. So based on the tab as well, we need to change the header as well. So over here, if I log in, when I go to the profile tab as well, I need to change the header. So this is a dynamic thing. So what we can do is, if you take a look inside the navigation over here, we'll get the navigation and console.log the navigation. Navigation.state. What seems to be the problem? Okay, this is returning an object, so let's change this to, let's say, return here, and let's return an object here. See, like that. So right now we are console.logging the state. So we'll open up the terminal, and here you can see inside the state we have an index and a routes array, where inside the first routes we can see the route name says home pole. For example, if we change the tab name as well, if we log in right now, see right now I'm in the pole screen. So here you can see in the index 0 it says I'm in the index 0, and for routes we have two objects. This first object is for the pole and second object is for profile. So when I press profile here, right now you can see the index has changed to 1. So here it says I'm currently in the index 1, and I can access the route name from index 1. So what I can do is I can get the route names route name by passing in the index. So it's quite dynamic. So then I can extract it. So it's I'll destructure the route name. So route name is coming from navigation.state.routes, and I'll pass in the index. So navigation.state.index. So by that I'll get the route name. So I'm getting the route name over here. So then what I'll do is, even if I just pass in the route name, let's see, take a look in the device, I'm just getting the route name as home pole. So what we need to do is, based on the route name, we need to change it to pole. So if we in the other tab, if we press profile, it needs to change to profile. So what I'll do is I'll create a switch here. I'll pass in the route name, and I'll say for case let's get the routes dot home pole. So on the case home pole, what we'll say is, let's get let's say let header here, it's header title, and we'll assign that value. It should be a string as well. So based on if it's home pole, we'll say header title is equal to pole, and we'll say break And in the case of routes, why is it working? Okay, routes dot home profile. In that case, what you'll say is header title should be profile, and we'll break over here and we'll pass in the header title. Let's close this Control F search function. Seems like what seems to be wrong. Is used before being assigned. Let's take a look in the device if it's working or not. So right now it works. Let's go to login and change our tab now. So right now when we change our tab, our header is also changing, so everything seems to be okay. So I don't know what this seems like. I need to say header title. Okay, so I'll check on this error later on. So that is it guys for this video. For the next video, what we'll do is we'll create or increase the size of our font size of our tab. This seems to be really small and there needs to be some padding over here. And also we'll pass in the button. So we'll add in a logout button. So when we press the logout button, we will be taken back into the unauth state. So that is it guys. So thank you guys for watching.